Okay, let's quickly look at what the third function does for us. And now I've added three words here, but I'm going to remove them for now. When we get there, we'll know what they're talking about. Now the third function here, what it does is it adds a word. Okay, like we saw in the last video that the full stop was not included in our count. Now you can say you want the full stop to be included in the count, okay, by doing this like this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to save that and refresh our browser. Let's see what's going to happen from here. Now when we refresh that, you discover that it says this is my house. It adds the full stop to house. Initially there was no full stop after house. Okay, let's see that again so that you understand it better. Now when we add the full stop here but remove it from here, let's remove the third argument completely. Now let's save that, go back to our browser and refresh. Now you discover that the full stop is not there. So now what the third argument does is it tells PHP that I want the full stop word to be there, like that. And when we refresh, we discover that the full stop comes in there. So that is what the third argument does. So it doesn't only work with full stops, it can work with symbols, okay, different symbols, because on a normal note it does not count symbols if you use the first two functions of the first function alone. Okay, it does not count symbols, but when you add up symbols it counts the symbols as well. Now you discover that if you give a full stop here and refresh that, you see it counts the full stop as what, a string. I don't know if you get that. It gives it a key of its own. It becomes a value in the array. Okay, so now let's look at how it can work with other symbols as well. Now initially I said this is my house and my home, for instance. Okay, like that. Now if we remove the third variable, or the third argument rather, and save that, now let's refresh and see what we'll get. Now you see this is my house, no and, it said my home. The and was removed and the period sign, which is the full stop, was also removed. Okay, so now what it does is, what we can do to include those two is, let's change this back to 1. We can say we want it this way. Now the first symbol there is the symbol and the second one is a full stop. Now you write them like that without giving spaces. Okay, the spaces are not required. So now when you refresh your browser, now you discover that the and was assigned to a key and this was also what, assigned to a key. Okay, if you give the full stop that space that we did initially, it will also be assigned to a key like this. Now when we refresh it, you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so now this is how the string word count, this is how it works, this is what it does. Look at it, take your time to study it. In our next video we'll be talking about a different function. I'll see you there.